much-hyped NBA Finals Christmas rematch. Golden State used their championship recipe to once again deny King James. A smothering defense held Cleveland to 32% shooting, an uncommon supply of depth, and two slam-the-door hoops from the MVP. Tonight, the Warriors face a Sacramento team that's hanging around in playoff contention, led by two former All-Stars and a future Hall of Fame coach. A NorCal rivalry continues right now. Tonight concludes the 5-game, 16-day homestand. Sacramento in town, and the Warriors trying to stay perfect on the home floor. They take this floor with 32 straight wins, having vanquished Cleveland on Christmas, and yet they don't want to let down against their NorCal rivals. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett, and hopefully everybody had a great holiday weekend and season. We know Marco Bellinelli always stops by for the holidays, and really after beating Cleveland, it is about not letting down.
Well, if they play the type of defense tonight, the way they did against Cleveland on Christmas Day, they'll beat anybody. They should not have a problem at all.
When you say defense, I think Draymond Green, who has improved his game in really every facet. Offense, passing, guarding King James. Draymond was everywhere on Christmas.
Well, his confidence is at an all-time high because he's just producing in every element of the game. His passing, his shooting. You know, the Warriors could not shoot threes. They only made 5. He made 2 of them in this game. Taking people down low, post up, but he makes his mark at the defensive end.
Steve Kerr calls him the heartbeat of the team. Unbelievable line score, and Draymond a key to that victory.
Well, he just plays hard each and every second he's on the floor. He gives it his all, and it really shows at both ends of the floor.
Well, don't ever underestimate the Warriors' depth. When you think about Steph and Clay and Draymond, it's players like Sean Livingston who stepped to the forefront. 8 of 9, 16 season high, and they needed all of them.
Bob, it was his best offensive output of the season. He scored 8 of those 16 in the fourth quarter. He took the role of Harrison Barnes when they went to that small lineup, and it made all the difference in the world. You know, when you talk about guys off the bench, Iguodala, Livingston, Barbosa, they know that they're not in there just to fill time and to wait till the starters to come back in. They know that they are pertinent, and they'll play a lot of minutes, and they also will determine the outcome of the game so many times.
They do, and that depth makes a difference. They'll need all of that defense and depth tonight because Sacramento is on the verge of being a playoff team. DeMarcus Cousins has been an all-star. Rajon Rondo has been an all-star. And George Karl is on his way to the Hall of Fame, looking for the 5th most wins in NBA history. The Kings and Warriors, Greg and the guys back in the studio right after this.
The last chance for Steph to make the tunnel shot for a while. Warriors have been home for 5 games, 16 days. Curtis will feed him the tunnel shot here. One more. Give me one more here. In honor of the great passing of Meadowlark Lemon. He's not going to give us the tunnel shot. Meadowlark, we lost him yesterday at age 83. I wonder if Steph made it from the hook shot to the other basket. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalina Azubuike. You guys got a key to winning the homestand?
For me, it's the defense. I think they've got to be aggressive and smart defensively, which translates to open floor transition basketball, where I think the Kings are vulnerable. Quality looks for Steph and Clay.
I'm going to say it's ball movement. The Warriors got to have great ball movement, make sure they're moving the ball, great ball screens. You got to get those driving kicks. The Kings struggle with all those things.
Got to get the offense up a little bit. You scored 89 points. Cleveland played well defensively, but they got to score 100 at home again, right? Tip-off is next. We'll see you at halftime. Enjoy the game.
It's time for tip-off. Here is Fitz and JB.
All right, Klay Thompson. Hey, I wonder what Klay Thompson's done against Sacramento that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. I have a sneaking suspicion.
That's the number 37 ring.
Yeah, I think so. But a great homestand it has been for the Warriors. 5 games in 16 days, all at home, and it ends tonight. And a Kings team, had they won last night against Portland, they would be the 8th seed in the Western Conference. And so for the Warriors, winning against Cleveland on Christmas, a couple days off over the weekend, and the first time in 3 meetings that they see DeMarcus Cousins. Warriors have beaten Sacramento twice already this year. Our Xfinity starting lineups. First for the Warriors was Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Brandon Rush, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. George Karl will send out Rajon Rondo with Ben McLemore, Rudy Gay, Omri Caspi, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, Cousins had a big game last night despite the loss. He was absolutely terrific in scoring. Portland, C.J. McCollum nearly had a triple-double. He had 35. DeMarcus had 36 in that game.
Well, Sacramento's going to be spicy because Damian Lillard didn't play in that game. And that's a game the Kings felt they should have had, and they let it slip away.
Only scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. Didn't shoot the ball well at all, with the exception of DeMarcus.
16 straight winning months for the Warriors. And the final home game of 2015. Bogut went behind the back, and then he was fouled.
The rivalry is already blossoming here. This is just mano-mano, and Bogut loves for DeMarcus to come out there, and he can try to show off his ball handling skills.
And get a couple fouls on him and get him off the floor.
You and I talk about that all the time. Andrew Bogut, Rudy gets up to play against DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay, now here's the other issue that we saw in Sacramento.
Yep.
Rajon Rondo gets incredibly physical with Steph Curry. And George Karl knows he's got a veteran point guard whose job is to stop the MVP. And we already had a collision, and Rondo didn't feel all that great getting up from it either.
You saw George Karl, 27 years, 6 different teams. If he won the game tonight, he would tie Phil Jackson for number 5 in the all-time win list.
That's correct. Klay Thompson is fouled. So we've played 21 seconds, and the Kings have committed 3 fouls.
No surprise, because, you know, I talked to George Karl before the game, and as he was telling all the media, he loves the way the Warriors approach every game. He said they play hard every game. He said a lot of players don't understand that. I'm trying to get our team to understand this is a tough league, very tough, and you've got to play hard every night, every minute you're on the floor. Those are his exact words. So obviously he's instilled that into them tonight.
And I think the game plan, Jim, we're going to see it a lot, and we certainly go to Dallas and Houston and then get Denver. The game plan against the Warriors is you can't let them free flow and play pretty. You got to bang them around.
Yep. I mean, you got to do something to offset that rhythm that they have.
So Klay splits the free throws.
Can't let them just go where they want to go. We know Rudy Gay loves to go right.
McLemore missing the corner 3. Steph Curry on his way. Shot clock at 9. Curry's 3. Off iron.
He decided to wait for the screen. He had the whole side to go one-on-one. That's a post up deep there.
And DeMarcus, very smart early rim run. And he had to be fouled or that was going to be a dunk. You look at Cousins, you're talking 6th in the league in scoring and 8th in rebounding.
Well, he's a talent. Seems like he and George Karl getting along a little better. They're playing better as of late. Won 5 of their last 8. 1 games on the road at Toronto, at Indiana.
Bogut blocking McLemore. Curry through traffic.
Kings did a great job of getting back.
Nifty behind the back pass. And Klay Thompson hits the 3. How about Curry's delivery?
Something we haven't quite seen before. Unusual pass.
Rondo unable to finish. And the Draymond Express heading down 880 all the way to the rim.
Kings are the 3rd highest scoring team in the league. So it's going to be up and down tonight.
You see Rondo right back with a layup.
Got to get in and out real quickly with comments tonight, Bob.
Steph Curry, deep 2. And that rattles out. And Rondo was fouled. Now, you said something about George Karl. And he will want to push the tempo. Bogut blocking shots. And this is that nifty delivery by Steph. But behind the back and then gave it to Klay.
Turned out to be just kind of a casual little handoff pass. Now, we've seen the last few weeks Draymond Green take that ball coast to coast and flip that little reverse layup. He used to put that ball off the backboard very hard, and it would bounce off. Now he's doing it very delicately. He's got a little more finesse on it, and you can see his confidence is just blossoming.
Rondo's a 55% free thrower, missing the first. I was going to say about George Karl. You've had Gary Payton.
Yep.
You've had Shawn Kemp. You've had Carmelo Anthony. Now you have Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins. George Karl has dealt with personalities in this league.
Absolutely, yes. And he may appear to be kind of a drill sergeant type, but if you get to know him and the players get to trust him, he can help them.
Rondo scoring inside.
Rondo's right-handed, but he loves to drive left. You saw him spin back to the left that time. Curry's getting all kinds of looks.
It's a wide open three. Steph's not going to miss many of those. Clay and Steph back-to-back missed threes.
Clay missed 2 from the same spot. Wide open both times, unusual. But they, as I say, if they play the defense they did against Cleveland, they'd be okay.
McLemore rebounding to Rudy Gay missed. Can't leave Caspi. He's been the three-point shooter.
Top 5 three-point shooter in the league, one of them.
We've had some open threes from good shooters that have not gone down. Clay making the adjustment inside.
That's a beautiful double move. Started to spin, then took another dribble to the side. Took his man out of the play.
That's a shot Bogut's going to yield. We'll let Cousins shoot him. He can make him. But he'll wreck you inside. And that pass was, it took Andrew to the rim. Draymond, he can hit the threes.
Reminds you of the Cleveland game when nobody could put it in except Draymond from that distance. He hit their first one the other night. That is probably a blocking foul.
It is. The smile on Draymond Green's face running back. The best shooter in the world passed to me. He said, why don't you shoot the open three? And he ran back saying, Steph just passed up a three to give it to me.
Puts him right about 39% on the year, and that is plenty enough for Draymond.
He was very happy about that. There he goes.
Well, they've got a personality.
Here's the Cousins post up. Caspi missing the three. Clay contested that nicely. Right idea, wrong execution. Warriors losing it out of bounds.
Want to force Rondo right, believe it or not. If you don't, see, he likes to go left.
Rudy Gay striping the three. He's only at 31%.
I was going to say, he's struggling this year from that range.
He and Cousins shoot the same in terms of attempts and percentage from distance.
Exactly.
In and out of the hands of Bogut, but Brandon Rush will track it down. Draymond corner three. Well,
he's just always ready, isn't he?
The splash cousin is getting it done. He's got 8, and he's perfect from the field and from threes. This is where Cousins is special, but Brandon Rush came to help. Bogut another block.
With the help of Brandon Rush there.
Steph had it knocked away, but fouled.
He was very fortunate. He took that ball to trouble. He got squeezed between 2 defenders. But how about the defense at the other end? Bogut out on Cousins, tries to retreat, makes him change direction, and Brandon Rush gets the block. Bogut gets the second one.
You asked Andrew, where does the 20-pound weight loss make a difference on that play? That second jump to block it.
Good observation.
He's just more lithe this year as a 7-footer. Klay Thompson on the mid-range.
You can see you get any kind of shot you want against this club. There's no question about that. They're not a great defensive team, Sacramento.
George Karl's going to stop it. With 6:58 remaining in the first. It's Draymond Green with 8, Klay Thompson with 8. They have all the Warriors' points. You know about the Splash Brothers. Well, add Draymond Green into the family.
I'm Rick Welts. I'm Andre Iguodala, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the NBA champs.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 9 on the Kings. Assistant coach Bruce Frazier broke down how Warriors scouting reports are prepared. He said usually a coach will watch the last 5 games of the upcoming opponent, but you can't start too far ahead because scouting reports, the plays, the players, the injuries, all of that might change. So a coach is usually in a constant state of cramming. He said he'll spend 10 to 20 hours watching tons of video looking for plays, player tendencies, lineups, rotations, updating injuries. Next, he'll create a scouting report video session that only runs between 5 to 10 minutes. And the scout is usually delivered before shoot-around on the day of the game. Jim, how is it for a player to take a scouting report and then execute it the same day?
Well, you've got to be ready to watch that and be mentally prepared, to tell you the truth, because you cannot afford to daydream. A lot of times, if you just put something on the board, often it's not read. And so they've got to show them visually to make the impact.
Also, too, Ross brings up a great point that you want recent stuff, because maybe Cassby's shooting 60% on threes in a 4 or 5 game span.
Right.
Conversely, maybe someone is really struggling from the foul line the last couple weeks, and if he's inside, foul him rather than give him a layup.
Absolutely. No, you've got to know tendencies, but you also have to know what's been happening as of late, of course, how someone's playing.
Brandon Rush with an offensive foul after Cousins had missed the free throw. The Warrior assistants all divvy up who's got which team and which games, because it does take a tremendous amount of work if you have the scout on a particular opponent.
They're all working on the plane after every game. Is that a travel? That's got to be a travel.
A few steps to escape. Cassby floating it in, and now we got a technical on Luke Walton.
When he's talking about DeMarcus Cousins, this is news to Luke. He was walking away, and Monty McCutcheon called it.
Well, Monty's, if he's not the best official in the league, he and Scott Foster are in the top 2. We'll see him doing a bunch of the NBA Finals, and nobody'd rather have blown a whistle in terms of controlling a game. And he had taken a lot and hurt a lot and said, that's about enough.
Well, we didn't get a look at it, but I believe that DeMarcus Cousins changed pivot feet. It's okay to do it up top when you're just with no one on you. You can do it all the time.
But when you're double teamed, to step away from the double team without dribbling.
And I say that with a little bit of facetiousness, of course. It's okay.
See, 3 guys going Curry. Steph somehow maintains control, finding Ezeli, who's just checked in, and he banks it in.
Well, Steph out-muscled him there. Out-quicked him. Wasn't easy.
Darren Collison in. Play with Rudy Gay and DeMarcus Cousins. McLemore an open look. Klay Thompson snatching down the rebound. Draymond with the whip pass inside. And Festus will draw the foul on Cousins. That's already his second.
Stephen just trying to get control. He finally does, stepping over McLemore, I believe it was.
Do you remember the Minnesota Vikings nickname 20 years ago? The Purple People Eaters?
Of course.
Well, that's what 4 of these Kings are trying to do to Steph Curry. They look like Purple People Eaters out there. Physical, banging him around, bouncing him around, and Steph made him pay by moving the ball. Iguodala's first playing time.
Was Alan Page one of those Purple People Eaters? Superior Court judge, isn't he?
Supreme Court judge in Minnesota, now retired, Alan Page. And he overcame that small Indiana Catholic education to make it in the College and Pro Hall of Fame. Iguodala to Ezeli.
The crowd loves that. What a perfect pass from Curry initially to Iguodala. I mean, right on the money.
Klay Thompson with the foul, but you saw the skill of DeMarcus Cousins and that delivery to McLemore.
So Steph, not even a step forward, just with a 2-hand chest pass out to Iguodala, and he wisely drops it back. Pretty good block, but a little bit of contact.
When we were in Sacramento, McLemore, remember he had fallen out of the starting rotation.
Well, he's still not playing as many minutes as last year per game, is he?
I thought he was on the rise last year.
So
It's
did I.
surprising to me that he's only averaging 8 points a game. Missing
more
the
than that
second
last
free
year.
throw. Collison missing, and Draymond. That's a man's rebound. Will start the break himself. Clay's had the mid-range rolling. Klay Thompson's got 10. And this is the Warriors' biggest lead. Rudy Gay misfiring. Steph Curry working on that defensive rebound. Overplay by Gay and the nice steal. And Draymond could do nothing but foul him, and that'll be free throws.
Yeah, that just was a very casual entry pass. Not expecting Rudy Gay, who's not known for his defense, but when he puts his mind to it.
Now, when you hear Steve Kerr and Luke Walton talk about cleaning up turnovers, the Warriors are 26th in the league in turnovers.
Yep.
It's plays like that. This isn't a great pass on a fast break that maybe went out of bounds. This is a simple entry pass that's stolen because you say little laissez-faire, little casual.
He just assumed that Draymond would hold him off, and he didn't really look. Stephen didn't. They're 26th in the league in turnovers. The Kings are 28th. They're a turnover-prone team.
So Draymond's going to pick up a tee.
What's the limit, by the way? You know, when you have to miss a game or something?
We get into 16 tees.
He's not in double digits yet, of course, but he could be.
Well, you start getting $2,500 for tees, that's one thing. You miss a game check, and you're making $16 million a year divided by...
Don't even tell me.
Yeah, that's... Nobody wants to miss a game check.
Tell Odell that.
So we've had 2 tees and a delay of game. And we're not done with the first quarter.
Only 2/3 the way.
The Warriors are 9 of 14, shooting 64%. Continuing that great defense. Really the third good game of defensive attention. We're holding Sacramento to 5 of 17. Rudy Gay now with 6.
Keeping him slightly in the game because of free throw shooting.
Steph has yet to make a field goal. He started 0-4 now. Marcus Cousins will start the break with another steal. Caspi, points off turnovers. Right now, Sacramento, 10 of their 18 are gifts from the Warriors.
In their wins, Bob, they force 17 to 18 turnovers. They get about 19 to 20 points off those turnovers. In their losses, there's about 13 turnovers that they force, and they only get about 14, 15 points off them. So they thrive on points off turnovers, this team does. They're better at that than running their half court.
Marco Bellinelli missing the 3. And a dangerous outlet that was knocked away. Still Warrior ball, but the Kings are shooting 31%. They're within 5 because they have a 10-2 advantage in points off turnovers.
It's another telegraph pass. It's nice to throw a one-handed pass, but if you do it right off the dribble, that's fine. But if you put it back in your hand and then start to go, you really do telegraph it. There's no problem with a one-handed pass, but depends on how it develops.
Luke Walton's going to take a timeout. Warriors getting a little sloppy with the ball, leading by 5.
Toyota-thon is up.
Warrior lead at 5. And Steph Curry, the accolades still coming in. The McDonald's True Story. These are the NBA players to win the AP Male Athlete of the Year. Steph Curry, just named. LeBron, Michael, and Larry Bird. And beating out the golfer Jordan Spieth, who's also an Under Armour guy. But for Steph Curry, well-deserved. His 2015 was pretty spectacular.
He just keeps getting more accolades. And he deserves it. He's unflappable.
Another turnover as Cousins read the passing lane. DeMarcus always trying to create contact and following his own miss. Very few bigs are as skilled as Cousins handling the ball and attacking inside in an 8-1 Sacramento run.
One possession game. Still one possession. And the Kings have it.
Cousins is hit in the eye, is kind of laboring behind the play, but I'd say Sacramento is more than back in the game. They have tied it up, and the 10-point lead is gone.
You're at 53%, they're at 36, you got a tie game.
Draymond attacking, and that's going to be a big whistle because that is Cousins' third foul, and you're not even done with the first quarter.
Let's see. That's just very, very close. He took a big step to get there. Wasn't quite there soon enough, evidently. I'd have to look at that again in slow motion. It's such a judgment call, and it's the toughest call in the game.
You always make the point, if you're an elite player, when you get into foul danger, maybe you go up and contest Draymond shooting a runner or something. Maybe they give up 2 points. It's not worth you being removed from the game.
When you've got 2 fouls, you're the star of this team. You've got 2 fouls on you. You don't even want to go near there. See, some people would call that a block. Some people would call that a charge. Pick your poison. What I would do if I'm Cousins, I'd give him a basket because you're more valuable. You don't want to pick up your 3rd foul in the first quarter. It's as simple as that. You have to give and let them take something.
Somewhere William Felton Russell is saying, why don't you just go block his shot? Not try to take a charge.
Well, I agree with that, 100%.
Especially when you're a center. Draymond ticking iron. Ricochets where Quincy Acey, who's just checked in, will track it down. Seen Acey with Toronto. Very good energy player. Collison sneaking inside. The Kings are ready. And they have overcome some very poor shooting. They're killing the Warriors in points off turnovers. And they're right in the ball game. Draymond 3. Running off that miss. Rudy Gay quite easily. So this is a run that 14-2 the last 2.5. Livingston, the hero of Christmas, continues his hot shooting. I don't know if I've ever seen Sean play better. 8 of 9 against Cleveland.
He and Draymond are the main 2 that helped them win that game. Of course, the defense by everybody.
Collison 3. Festus will send Steph forward. They're doubling Curry every time he has the ball. So the Warriors have to make them pay. Livingston a little deeper. And the Kings are playing D.
Well, that's a play where you should get yourself to the line or get something at the basket.
Steph Curry with a blocking foul.
The offensive play at the other end for the Warriors. You've got it all inside right there, and you've got to make them play defense at the basket. Put the pressure on them. They just love it if you rotate the ball out and take an outside shot. Here Steph is trying. There's a little Euro step, if you will, by Collison. Number 21 pick back in 09. He's been all over the board, hasn't he? The United States, a year in New Orleans, 2 in Indiana, 1 in Dallas, then with the Clippers. Good player.
Remember tonight's game and all Warrior games on CSN are streamed live via the NBC Sports Live Extra app on your mobile phone or tablet. Ian Clark will check in. Steph Curry, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 0 for 4 shooting, and the 2 fouls. I think the thing with Collison bouncing around, Jim, is he's a great backup point guard, right? But he'd always move trying to become a starter somewhere. He backed up Chris Paul with the Clippers. I thought he was outstanding. Livingston curling out that 3. So the Warriors had a 10-point lead, but the Kings have had the edge in play. Sacramento hasn't shot it well, but They have forced turnovers. They have run it right back at the Warriors.
When did Livingston hit that three? Was it in Boston?
It was in Utah.
Utah.
That's his
only one he's hit this year.
Only made one of the year.
Not shooting a lot, but trying to get it down. That's good defense.
And Collison took it away from Festus. We beat the quarter buzzer. And misfiring there. Little ragged. And for the Kings to be shooting 36% and have the lead, finish the quarter on a 16-2 run, and the Warriors with some work to do.
Toyota-thon is on.
You're watching Comcast Sportsnet.
Beginning the second quarter, Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Rob's Gold on Wood A with you at Oracle. Pretty simple. The Warriors shot it okay. Points off turnovers, a whole difference in this game. Sacramento didn't give the ball away. And what the Warriors did, Kings ran it relentlessly right back at them.
Minus 10 points off turnovers. That and free throws tell the difference. The Warriors are fortunate. The Sacramento missed 5 of their 11 free throws, and there's another 3 by Caspi. That's his second one tonight.
46% three-point shooter. And the Warrior 10-point lead has become a Kings 5-point advantage on a 19-2 run. Iguodala missing. The Warriors have taken 23 shots, and 12 of them are threes. And even for a great shooting team, that's too many. As Collison runs it back, and we check in with Roz.
And Luke Walton had a message to his team. We're getting open shots early because that's what they want. They don't want to defend. So let's move the ball, cut, work it, and make them play defense.
Get easier shots.
That's what you said, Jim, is...
Yeah, don't settle for outside shots all the time. That's contested there.
Another contested three.
Brandon Rush had a tough shooting day against Cleveland as that's thrown out of bounds. You know, the oddest stat to me in the first quarter, Draymond Green -2 when he was on the floor. Stephen Curry -2.
Yeah.
I haven't ever seen that this year.
Sean Livingston, Brandon Rush, James Michael McAdoo with Ian Clark and Andre Iguodala. Bellinelli, James Anderson, Darren Collison, Quincy Acey, and Omri Caspi. Ian Clark missing a 3. Now this is becoming a problem. 3 of 14. Ian Clark with a steal. And McAdoo blocked at the top, but fouled in the process.
I'll tell you, Quincy Acey.
He got up.
Second round pick. After we see this steal here, the block and the foul by Acey. Toronto drafted him number 37 a few years back. Hustle player. I like what Luke Walton's doing here. Bringing in Ian Clark, bringing in James Michael McAdoo. So these are your minutes if you want them. And you play well, you're going to earn more minutes, not only in this game, but in the future.
Well, I think it's audition minutes for McAdoo versus a Mo Spates or Jason Thompson.
Exactly.
James Michael splitting the free throws. Just can't get over the Warriors have taken 25 shots and 14 of them are threes. And they're 3 of 14. They're the best three-point shooting team in the league. As Collison shoots an air ball. And Ian Clark comes out of the pack initially, and Livingston saves the day.
But that was a live ball. They felt that the Warriors had control, and that's why there was no 24-second violation. They were waiting for a turnover, a steal, or whatever is going to transpire.
So Luke Walton wants to set up Livingston on the smaller Collison. It was a good look, just didn't make it.
It's funny how things don't go well, and then the players that Livingston's 8 of 9 against Cleveland. He's 1 of 4 tonight. Not negative, it's just how it goes when things are not going your way, and it seems to compound and gets contagious. So you have to work at the defensive end and appreciate that possession.
Shot clock down to 5. Caspi is fouled. Now, if you're the Kings, you are loving it right now. You're on the road. You're shooting 38%. Cousins has 3 fouls. Rondo has 3 fouls. You have the lead, and you're looking to add 2 more.
Well, Caspi made that happen just by a little hesitation. Started going, and Brandon Rush, was recovering, but then that little hesitation stopped his momentum and ended up fouling.
Dub the Vote, presented by JBL. Send Mr. Green, Mr. Thompson, Mr. Curry to the All-Star game in Toronto. Warriors.com/dub the vote. And if you notice, Steph Curry is not the leading vote getter this year as he was a year ago, so Warrior fans got to kick it into gear.
Kobe Bryant, right?
Kobe by 200,000 votes.
By the way, Kobe Bryant played his last game in Charlotte tonight. He was 5 of 20 from the field. I believe he got 20, but I'm going to tell you something about it. Maybe we'll wait till the free throw or something, but it's pretty interesting what happened back in 2006. Kobe was drafted by them in 1996, number 13 overall, and then traded for Divac through the range. But Kobe got 58 10 years ago. 58, his 3rd highest scoring ever. And the 2nd leading scorer in the game for the Lakers, who lost in triple overtime, Luke Walton with 14. Wow. Just a little tidbit that kind of was talking with Luke about that before the game, kind of having fun.
Iguodala and Livingston could not finish that break. Klay Thompson back in.
Warriors aren't having fun. Only 7 down now.
The timeout comes at a good time because there is no rhythm in this game for the Warriors. Trailing by 7 with 8:28 remaining in the first half. There's been nothing simple about solving the Kings so far, with the Warriors down 7 with 8:28 remaining in the first half. Our Lexus Pursuit of Perfection. These are the longest winning streaks in NBA history. And the Warriors working on 32 in a row at Oracle, but trailing right now.
14-0 at home this season. But Bob, there was a first time out at just under a 7-minute mark in the first quarter. The Warriors led 16-7. Since that time, they've shot 4 of 16 from the field, make it 5 of 17 now. 0 for 7 from 3-point range, so all of a sudden they couldn't score. And Sacramento, 9 of 21 after that time, including 3 threes made. So that's how they got back in the game.
It was a nice out-of-bounds play. McAdoo's bucket. Bellinelli fouled shooting a jump shot.
Warriors foul charge to Ian Clark.
Already had 15 Kings free throws. And the whistles have been flying really both ways thus far.
Bellinelli's one of the few players that I see often goes up trying to get fouled on a 3. He does it very well. He knows how to draw him to get 3 free throws. He's a good free throw shooter.
And they're doing this without Cousins and Rondo, who are both on the bench with 3 fouls. But Bellinelli, 87% from the line, 11 points a game. And splitting a pair there.
Remember when the Warriors drafted him, number 18. We saw him over in Hawaii that year, training camp. Rookie year.
Klay Thompson missing there. Steph and Draymond are coming to the scorer's table. And Kings have also succeeded in quieting Oracle a little bit.
Yeah, when the Warriors aren't scoring. Not the usual thing here.
Bellinelli, the size advantage over Ian Clark, and he recognized it right away.
A nice move. That drop step kept his body there and could not get to him.
Ian Clark for 3, shot it over everything. So the Kings' biggest lead is right now. We've had an 18-point swing in this game. And Caspi, another 3. And Luke Walton's got to stop it again. So from up 10 to down 11. And a little unsettled at Oracle. It's the Warriors now shooting 37%. And the world champs are on their heels, most certainly in this first half.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors trail the Kings by 11. Tonight's game features elite-level play at the point guard position. Sean Livingston said with Rajon Rondo, who's leading the league in assists, you have to take it at him. So that way he has to play some defense and he has less energy on offense. He also commented on Steph Curry, saying he's the best point guard in the league because he produces points and passes with efficiency. But Sean also critiqued his own game at the point guard spot and likened himself to a pineapple upside-down cake. He said it doesn't look that great on the surface, but when you get to the bottom, it's darn good. He said, I'm unconventional, but I get the job done.
Well, there's no one more unselfish than Sean Livingston. You can bet that.
Quincy Acy blocking Klay Thompson. Draymond on the re-steal, and that one's goaltended as it was pinned against the backboard. I'll tell you, Acy is protecting the rim for the Kings. Draymond, what a quick thinking pass to get Klay the goaltend. So Steph Curry in. They're going small right here, Jim.
Yes, they are.
And Luke Walton is saying, all right, Draymond at the center with Ian Clark, Steph Klay, and Livingston is your power forward. And Acy able to score inside.
They did that the last 7 minutes against Cleveland. I think it was 6:44 to be exact. They had Curry, Thompson, Draymond Green, Iguodala, and Livingston was playing the role of Barnes very effectively against Cleveland that last quarter.
Draymond soaring in, and he's fouled. Now that scoreless first quarter for Steph Curry, you got to go back to March. The last time Steph did not score in the first quarter of a game.
Little double team, little jump pass over to Draymond. You can go small here because Caspi is probably the tallest player out there in the Kings uniform, but he's a three-point shooter. He plays on the perimeter primarily. And Quincy Acy is going to be around the basket. He's not going to be launching them from three, so he's probably the most physical player they have on the floor. Carlson's going to shoot outside. Bellinelli will shoot outside.
George Karl, when Rondo and Cousins both sat with 3 fouls, he did not think that the Kings would be building a 9-point lead. This group has played very well for Sacramento. Livingston knocking that away. Push ahead Klay. It's a 2-on-1 with Ian Clark to dunk it home.
Defense leads the offense.
Collison, an air ball.
Got the numbers here. Good decision. You've got to make good decisions, and you've got to make those plays work when you have the numbers. See the turnover? You get it out. You split the lone defender, Collison. You get a dunk.
Did you know Ian Clark could dunk?
Sure. Yeah.
He did that pretty easily at full speed. It's impressive.
Well, he knew that the only man was on him was the guard, Collison.
And Draymond hitting a 3. And here comes the energy at Oracle.
See if they get the spark back. That's the foul on Stephen.
That's Steph's third.
He says, no, don't worry. I won't do anything foolish. Leave me in. Iguodala's at the bench. I don't know for whom. I should say Iguodala at the table coming from the bench.
It replaces Ian Clark.
Said, I'm all right. He knows he's got 3 fouls. Kings are going to try to post up Steph. He came up with a steal. Running with Klay Thompson. And Curry rattling out the 3.
Still can't buy it. He's had 2 or 3 three-point shots that gone in and out.
If you like small, quick players,
That's an offensive foul on Caspi, pushed off.
this is your game. You know George Karl loves to go small. So that will take us to a stoppage with 5:17 remaining in the first half. 7-0 Warrior run. Steph Curry yet to score. And the Kings lead is 4. Click or call.
I'm Klay Thompson, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champ.
Kings lead is 4 with 5:17 remaining in the first half. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. Every time they play the Kings, you got to talk about this. The NBA record, 37 and a quarter in 9.5 minutes. Unbelievable night for Klay Thompson, and one of the favorite memories for so many Warrior fans on the way to the title run. And the most points through the first 3 quarters the last 2 years. The Warriors populate this list. Klay had 50 at the end of 3. Kobe, Steph, Klay, Harden, and Klay again. That's in the last 2 seasons.
When they get it going, they're unstoppable, and they're so fun to watch. And I would expect Stephen Curry to get it going before this night is over.
Steph Curry had a collision with Rajon Rondo early in the game. He hasn't scored, but all this attention to Steph, he found Draymond slipping the screen beautifully. This is the first time Steph has guarded his brother here. Steph Curry and Seth Curry, the matchup. Draymond stayed down. Rudy Gay shot it over him, but good defense. So here are the brothers Curry guarding each other. And Steph missing a 3.
We've yet to see that this year. I think it's exciting. Has a little twist to it. It's kind of neat. They've done this a lot through the years. Hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Collison missing. Steph another rebound. He's got 8 boards and 6 assists. It hasn't made a field goal.
That's a very bad play. Very bad play.
It's a 3-on-1, and he can't get Curry's foul. He's got to get out of the way.
Draymond left his feet, and there was no passing lane.
And throws the lob, but the Kings are back. The Warriors, these are inexplicable.
I'm just wondering, did Collison yell, and did you think it was Stephen Curry? Because that was almost a no-look pass.
Rudy Gay from the baseline.
Klay might have been duped on that play. You go, whoop, whoop, and you think it's your man open. They can't find anything here.
And the Kings fouling Iguodala.
This is like a bad scrimmage right now.
So Steph early on, I don't know what Rondo was doing in terms of tackling him, but he cracked the chin on the floor, and that hurt.
Luckily he had his mouthpiece in.
We had highlighted that Rondo was incredibly physical up in Sacramento. And the Kings just keep jumping Steph, and that time holding on to Draymond. He's fouled. See, the other issue, if you want to play the Warriors physically, they're not a terrific free throw shooting team. You get the crowd out of it. You make the game choppy. You don't let the Warriors get on those patented runs. And I think you're going to see more and more of this. Cleveland controlled tempo on Christmas. And the Kings, they have the Warriors shooting 40%. 4 of 18 on 3. And Draymond just missed both free throws. But Klay Thompson got a freebie. Offensive foul on Draymond on the hook. Getting around on the baseline. So it's gone from bad to worse.
Well, pretty easy call. Even he didn't hook him very much. It appeared that he did.
Curry is rebounding like a demon. He's got 9 boards. Step back, and there it is. His first field goal, it's a 3. Continues that streak of 3s made in a game. Second longest in NBA history.
That's a determination basket. He just will not allow him to be that bad. And Casspe's got it going tonight. That was a deep one.
Casspe's got 17 in the first half with 4 threes.
He's finally learned how to play. I tell you what Casspe's got. He's got guts now. He's a good rebounder, too. He's, I always thought he was rather soft his first trip into Sacramento when he was drafted. Now he's come back second time around strongly.
And he's that hot.
You knew that was going to be good.
Absolutely. He was 20 in the first half. So the Warriors had pulled it within 3. Look back up. Down 9.
Well, the Kings have confidence now.
The Kings are They're just daring the Warriors to shoot threes. They're getting away with it, but not forever. Curry rails the three. And the Warriors are 6 of 21 from distance. They start hitting threes, and Sacramento's going to be in trouble. Rudy Gay, an open look.
If I'm them, I'd find Caspi every time until he missed.
So the final 2 minutes of the first half.
There's no time to try to create and manufacture things. You're too mistake prone right now to try that. You just have to be more fundamental.
Caspi putting it on the deck. Iguodala played the D, came up with the steal. Ray Thompson lost it on the way up and then couldn't finish.
Did I say scrimmage a few minutes ago?
I mean, just ragged.
Does it look like that?
It is just ragged play. You don't want Steph getting his fourth. Gay can't dunk it down. Oh, wow. The half is going to come at a good time. And Steph Curry is starting to heat up a little bit. 3 threes. And somehow the Warriors are within 3. And then there's another 3 by Caspi. So Omri Caspi, 23 and a half. Curry. Let's go back and forth.
Now you got a shootout scrimmage.
Well, if you're the Kings, you got to find Caspi again, don't you? And instead, it's a foul.
Well, at least it became entertaining in the last 2-3 minutes.
Caspi's got an 18-point quarter, and he shot that from Fremont.
He's really learned how to play.
Steph said, oh, I can hit my 4th 3. 2 minutes ago, he hadn't scored. Now he's got 12.
I wonder if Caspi's parents still stay up all night in Israel to watch the game. Probably about 4 in the morning there.
There's the reload and another 3. So Omri Caspi.
He's doing his best of a Klay Thompson look-alike.
Curry on the crossover. Steph down the lane.
Just play one-on-one, Caspi Curry.
Kings can go for the 2. And it's Seth Curry missing the 3. Steph for the rebound. Oh, man. His three's good!
You think he was going to wait and take the last shot? Never a chance. He was not going to let the clock wind down, which is what you normally should do. But he knew he could drill it.
He's got 17 points in the last 3 minutes.
We've seen it before.
Kings are going to play for the last shot down to 3. Collison rattling it in. So Sacramento will take the lead to halftime. Omri Caspi goes for 21 in the quarter. He's got 7 threes in the game. Steph Curry hadn't scored. And yet he finishes with 17 in the last 3 minutes. That's crazy. And it's a Kings 3-point lead at the break. Greg, Gary, and Kalena in the studio. Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Coming up next.
This team amazes us every single night. Steph Curry goes crazy, scores 17 points in the final 3:14 of the first half. They get to 58, and they are down by 3. They're enjoying it at the Crown Royal Club, where we are on Fridays. But since it's a Monday, we're in studio. Welcome to Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalena Azubuike. The coaching move of the year, Luke Walton, after Steph got his 3rd foul. Actually, it was Steph, I think, that said, no, you're not going to take me out. He could not make a shot the entire half. He makes his first one with 3:14 to go in the half, and he winds up with 17 points.
I think think this is one of Luke's best coaching moves, that he didn't put a sub in for him. All of a sudden, the barrage comes. They're from all over the place.
I mean, that's from 3 feet beyond the arc. Can you imagine going 0 for in a quarter and having the audacity to shoot that shot? I mean, I said it, man. This dude, if he just keeps shooting, there's nothing wrong with his form. It's going to go in. It's going to start going in.
As amazing as Steph was, he was oh my.
Right.
How about Omri?
Right.
How about his step back? That was almost a 4.
Like 26?
He had 26 in the first half. Warriors are okay now, right?
Down 3 through all of that. Amazing.
It's one of those ugly, disgusting games.
Get back on your couch. You got to watch this.
All right, we'll come back with a key from Coletta and Gary St. Jean. But Steph Curry has scoreless first quarter. He scoreless almost the entire first half. And then that's what the leading scorers of the NBA do, and the MVPs. They go stark raving mad for a 3-minute stretch, and you wind up down 3 at halftime. We'll have more coming your way at Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. That was a strange half. Rondo and Cousins combined for 8. Sacramento hardly got going, and then Caspi goes wild, and they're up by 3. So what's your key, St. Lee, for the second half?
Well, the defense has to get tightened up, and then I want to see the fast pace. I don't think that Sacramento can play at the level that the Kings can play at, that up and down pace.
They got to take care of the ball. They got sloppy with it. They just got to make sure they keep it in their minds, take care of the ball. They're obviously good enough to do that. They just got to do it.
10 turnovers in the first half for the Warriors. A wild. That's probably the most wild first half we've seen. They were so good early, so awful for most of the half, and then Steph goes crazy at the end of the first half. So what will the second half have in store for us? We'll find out. We'll go back out to Oracle Arena, and you want to visit the team store near you and watch the defending NBA champions. We'll see you after the game on Hondo Warriors Post Game Live.
Introducing the key. Our Jack in the Box at the half with the Kings lead at 3. We had a very odd game. A lot of Warrior turnovers, a lot of points off turnovers. Omri Caspi decided to have a franchise opponent record, 7 made threes. And then Steph Curry played about the best 3 minutes the Warriors have seen in a long time with 17 points in 3 minutes.
Well, in the last 7 minutes of that second quarter, the Warriors outscored their opponents, the Sacramento Kings, 28-20.
Yep.
A game that was just sloppy, looked like a scrimmage, all of a sudden came into form. And with 3:16 to go, as you informed everyone, Stephen Curry just went bananas, scored his 17 points. Caspi had 21 points in that quarter. So the Warriors are back in business now. And we saw all of this with DeMarcus Cousins, Andrew Bogut, and Rajon Rondo on the bench.
Yeah, not playing, but if you're Sacramento, you're in the game because Omri Caspi had an out-of-body experience. The KFC bucket chart, there are no misses. You can't play any better in the second quarter than Caspi plays.
In fact, I might take a couple of those green circles and put them back a few feet. Some of them are for way downtown.
Well, how about the 3-minute bucket chart for Steph? That's when all the makes came. His 17 points in the second on 6 of 8 and got the Warriors back in. And a kind of moribund, ragged game became an awful lot of fun in the last 3 minutes.
Well, it brought the Warriors back in the game. It's a 3-point game. Caspi got it going. Stephen, there's one from about 29 feet. And Caspi just steps around, and they finally kept finding him, and he kept draining him. Steph, that was one where, you really should play for one, but he said, no, I'm still going to shoot it with 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
So the halftime numbers, the Warriors were miserable shooting threes until Curry got hot. The points off turnovers are the difference in the game, but the Kings not afraid to run with the Warriors. The advantage in fast break points. Sacramento led by a deuce at the end of 1. They're up 3 at the half, and I think Rondo and Cousins will have something to say in the second half.
I know this. We have a game now.
We got a game. Warriors down 3 with the third quarter on the way. Getting ready to start the second half with the Kings up 3 moments ago. Our Roz Gold on Woody caught up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, I'm sure you feel it was worth it now, but early in the second quarter, Steph Curry had 3 fouls. What was part of the decision process to keep him in?
We need new scoring. Look, the game is going up and down. They're playing small lineups. It's an up-tempo game, and we needed his scoring and his production out there, and you saw at the end he got hot.
Yeah, with that flurry of shots, it was a straight-up shootout from Steph. Before that, did you feel that the Warriors were getting the right kind of shots?
Well, look, it was turned into a little bit of a pickup game out there. Look, both teams are playing up and down, a lot of quick shots out there. We've got to settle down, execute on both ends, continue to get the stops, continue to be who we are, and come out with a win.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Happy holidays.
Oh, you too.
Continue to be who we are. And the Warriors do not play ragged pickup basketball. And that's what you had until Steph's brilliance the last 3 minutes. And Omri Caspi, Warrior franchise opponent record, 7 threes in a half. And Brandon Rush hits a 3. Dennis Scott and Brandon Jennings had hit 6 threes against the Warriors in a half. And that goes by the wayside with Caspi's 7.
Say those names again.
Dennis Scott.
Yep.
And Brandon Jennings. And you were sitting right next to me when Brandon Jennings had 6 threes and a half because he went for 55 points.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. In Milwaukee.
Yeah, he had a center named Andrew Bogut at the time. And Omri Caspi. Amazing half. Now, DeMarcus Cousins and Rondo didn't play at all in the second quarter. They'd sat with the 3 fouls. So we could have a very different look to this second half. As Cousins splits a pair. DeMarcus Cousins, Omri Caspi, Rudy Gay, Ben McLemore, and Rajon Rondo. Bogut, Draymond, Brandon Rush for Steph and Clay. Thompson's terminated the dribble. Will get it back. And Clay's 3 is perfect. So a team that couldn't make a 3 in the first half until Steph got hot. Now coming alive, and Cousins rattling out a 3. He's taken 93s this year. That floater knocked out of bounds to Warrior ball. Warriors led this game by 10. Kings led this game by 11. Neither team gaining any traction as they went back and forth. Curry missing that 3.
Both Curry, as Cousins goes in for a hammer slam, and he got the angle on Andrew Bogut, couldn't get there in time and recovered. But both Curry and Caspi wish the half hadn't ended.
Yep.
They would have kept it going.
Klay Thompson off iron.
That was the basket where he got the 37 at that end.
McLemore running it right back.
A clever move. He kind of stopped there, didn't go in one motion, let one defender go by, then went to the other side of the rim. Was calm and under control.
Rondo knocked that away. And then, is it out of bounds or a foul on Brandon Rush? And Brandon Rush just picked up his 5th foul.
5th personal, 2nd team foul.
DeMarcus, who's only played 11 minutes, made the most of that one. Let's see how often he goes out to 3-point range as long as Bogut's in the game against him.
That time he drove around Klay Thompson.
You say he took 93s already. He's taken 93s already. He took 8 last year, made 2. Took 8 all of last year. Brandon Rush has had a last couple of tough games.
Iguodala pressed into service. Shot clock at 7. And Cousins continues really to live from the outside.
Yeah, he took a fadeaway there, and Andrew Bogut contested it.
And Cousins just picked up his 4th foul.
Never ceases to amaze me how big men think in the quick action as a guard is coming at you and dribbling that they're going to cut them off. Usually ends up in a foul, sometimes a little Charlie horse as the knee goes into the smaller player's thigh. I've experienced that many times.
Klay trying to find Bogut. So the turnovers continuing a little bit. Rondo a little show and go. Cousins inside, but Bogut's there again. We check in with Roz.
Guys, at halftime, I ran into Steph's mom, Sonia Curry, and she said that she wasn't surprised. She knew that Steph wanted to play his brother and was looking forward to the moment. And finally, when he saw Seth on the same court at the same time, he was pumped up. And so that was just joy and excitement of seeing his brother on the court at the same time.
And Aisha and Sonia sitting together. We're talking to the young official, Mitchell Irvin, and now we're going to have another. Cousins got whistled for his 5th foul. And now he's got a tee on top of it.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's gone now.
And that'll be the last we see of DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, he just got so frustrated. And I say this not in a bad way. He just kind of lost it. And I don't blame him a little bit. We have to take a look at it to see where the foul really occurred.
Let me tell you, we just put it up there. The most tees and the most ejections in the NBA in the last couple of years, DeMarcus Cousins, and it's just not something you want to be involved in.
Well, it had to be him. He was the one reaching in. It had to be on him.
I just don't understand when you're the all-star player. When you're top 10 in scoring and rebounding, you already have 4 fouls. Now you're going to go after an official.
Well, he knew what he was doing there. That was a controlled anger fit there, knowing that he was going to be kicked out of the game. You know why? He had his 5th foul, right? He knew he was going to sit on the bench for the rest of this quarter and deep into the 4th.
And you know where the other frustration comes? Because he was 3 of 9 offensively. He has not solved Andrew Bogut.
No, he hasn't. He has not.
He can't. He settles for jumpers and threes.
Even that last shot that he took, he rushed it. But enough of that. I still like him. He's got a lot of talent.
He's incredibly talented. And
I think I just admire both George Karl and him for working out. I mean, you know how it was when they first got there together. I mean, supposedly George Karl was initiated trade talks about DeMarcus. That didn't set well with him, but they seem to be ironed out and smooth right now.
Yeah, Iguodala is blanketing Omri Caspi. Steph split free throws on the other end.
Yeah, if Andre's going to stay with Omri, he can't look to give too much help.
No. So you would think this is Rudy Gay time.
You just read my mind.
He's capable of putting up 40 in a game. Rondo to beat the shot clock, shoots the air ball. Kings back nicely defensively. Warriors didn't get a run out there. Rondo knocking it out of bounds.
With the Kings tonight, sometimes you come around those screens and you look for a pass and maybe even step back waiting for the pass. You can't. You've got to come meet the ball tonight because they're overplaying and getting into the passing lanes.
George Karl's going to go double point guard here. Rondo and Collison both checking in. So he's going to try to go small and quick. Caspi slides to the 3. Rudy Gay's your power forward. And AC's your center.
Then they're going to go for even more steals, I should say. Look for that.
They're trying to take advantage of the Warriors' turnover proclivity. You don't have Cousins to run things through. He's been ejected. Draymond, that's a warm-up 3. Out of purple jersey within 10 feet. And Draymond's got 20. Steph's got 20.
And the Warriors with the lead.
Shot clock down to 6. Rudy Gay and AC. Terrific rebound and a jump ball.
He doesn't back down from anyone. And Andrew should get this tip. He's going to hold on to that. And Andrew's satisfied with a jump ball.
Well, Bogut did a great job on the Rudy Gay drive to make sure he couldn't finish. AC came in and Bogut said, let me just tie you up here. So good all the way around. The Kings and the Warriors. crossover. Kicking it out. Wide open Clay. 3. Yes, sir.
That's a mistake by Collison. He got into the no man's land there, and he left a dangerous shooter.
We said when the Warriors were clanking threes, if they started to hit them, the Kings would be in trouble.
Well, it's better when you go inside out. It makes it a lot easier.
Cousins has been ejected. The lead's up to 7, and the Warriors are starting to hit.
Hi, Warrior fans. Dave Feldman here with this Sportsnet Central update. Raiders fullback Marcel Reese has been suspended 4 games without pay for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing drugs. The suspension begins with this Sunday's game against Kansas City. It also means that Reese will not be allowed to play in next month's Pro Bowl in Hawaii. Let's go back to Oracle and Fitz and JB.
All right, Feldy. Tough story for the Raiders, who have had a nice season. Marcel Reese will miss out on the Pro Bowl in addition to the 4-game suspension. Final game this year in the next 3. Omri Caspi sent away by Klay Thompson.
You mean that Pro Bowl game where they have it in Hawaii?
Yes.
Where they don't tackle anyone and have any kind of contact?
It's a fierce football game, Jim. You know that.
They ought to just, you know what they should do? Is play flag football. Flag football.
Hogan and Draymond working the offensive glass. And Draymond Green getting to the line.
Well, Andrew passed up a shot.
Oh, he gets.
I thought he came alive against Cleveland the other day. He was 2 for 2 in the field and didn't take any shots against Milwaukee. Go back to Utah's when he got very industrious. He was 4 of 8, and I like that.
Warriors have expanded their available stock of jerseys larger than ever. And every style, every player, every size at Warriors.com. A lot of people got jerseys over the holiday season. And we see them everywhere.
Sent one to Jeff Mullins' grandson in North Carolina.
That had a nice signature on it.
Don't tell all those things. It was number 30 jersey, though, and he's 12 years old.
That's great.
Made his Christmas.
That's terrific. You're a good friend, Jim Barnett.
Well, Jeff Mullins was a great warrior.
Rondo to AC inside, and Draymond smartly didn't foul him. Quincy AC is not that skilled around the rim. Don't bail him out.
Should say great warrior and great friend. Jeff. Nice.
Iguodala finding Bogut.
Oh, that's really nice. Saw him there all the time. Just waited until he had a little bit of space.
So a 13-0 run. The Warriors playing the D, moving the ball. Now getting everyone involved.
I'm going to take the spirit out of the guys in purple right now.
Rondo turning it over. Draymond Express. And Klay Thompson, the beneficiary.
Well, they need a timeout. You knew it was coming.
It starts with the 4 minutes of shutout defense. And when the Warriors, they deny and fly. They come up with stops. They run it right back. And they're the best passing team in the NBA. Number 1 in assists. Run the floor, and Klay Thompson right in your living room.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 13 on the Kings. On Christmas Day, the Warriors shined in victory over the Cavs. The day after Christmas Day, it was Stephen Curry who shined in the community. In tonight's Forward Right Choice, we take a look at how Stephen Curry and his entire family teamed up with international hunger relief organization Feed the Children to personally distribute to 400 local Oakland families a 25-pound food box, a 10-pound box of basic essentials like shampoo and lotion, and a box of Avon products. Even his daughter Riley Curry helped hand out stuffed teddy bears for the holidays.
No, that's it, Roz. It was Dell and Sonia, Steph and Seth and Seidel, and Aisha and the whole family.
Aisha's father, John, was there.
Quincy AC has been impressive, blocking that layup. And a whistle off the ball.
Steph has been doing that for years, by the way. I remember a few years ago.
Sonia and Aisha spending a lot of time over the holidays here, and how great of the NBA to schedule the Kings game as the first game after Christmas, because Seth has been in town for a bunch of days too.
Yes, he has.
Since
I'd like to see them match up again in this second half.
Since the Cousins ejection, the Kings have yet to score. It's 15-0 Warrior run. Shot clock at 5. Caspi and reignites that hot first half with his first 3 of the third.
You can see he's shooting it as deep as Curry. And Steph thought he had him covered. The ball came loose. Steph went over to get it from Collison. Then he tried to recover just a little bit late.
Klay Thompson off iron. Rudy Gay. That's good defense. That's better offense.
Yeah, it's good offense beats good defense.
Yeah, the work is not done tonight. The lead is at 8. But the Kings have been game all game. And even without Cousins. Bogut with the right-handed hammer.
I'll tell you, Steph Curry put both hands on top of his head because that was not an easy finish by any means. I mean, he had to take that almost outside the lane. I didn't think he could reach to the rim, but he did.
Rondo can't finish. Bogut smartly tapping it forward. A 3-on-2. Play the trailer. And Steph barely in his hands and missing that 3, but Draymond will track it down. That lob gave you an indicator of the wingspan of Andrew Bogut. As Jim said, the reach to catch and finish was amazing.
I mean, he was inside the lane, but it's a little shuffle of the feet.
Klay traveling.
So here comes the pass. He steps into the lane, but he had to catch that. You see Steph Curry's reaction? Let me tell you, that means he's impressed. That's what that is. As well he should be.
That's a lot of productivity in 14 minutes. And Andrew Bogut.
Well, he hadn't taken a shot to this a few minutes ago.
No, but he doesn't. He overpasses if anything.
I know he does. He makes his presence and the results known without shooting.
That's the AC misfiring there, but Rudy Gay having it stripped away. Klay Thompson, and his 3 is perfect.
We don't talk often enough about his release. It is extremely quick, picturesque, perfect jump shooting.
Well, you've got 3 guys with 20 or more. Klay with 23, Draymond 22, Steph with 20, and now a 13-point lead. And Bogut tags in as Ely. You know, and Klay Thompson could be a shooting video demonstrator.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Well, it's like Jerry West. I mean, you think of off-guard, picture-perfect jump shots.
Yeah.
As Collison.
And you couldn't get to Jerry's shot either for some reason. He was not near as tall as Klay. I don't know how anyone gets to. I don't see anyone get to Klay's jump shot.
Steph was fouled on the pass there. You know, you think of baseball swings. Ted Williams, great left-handed swing. Will Clark, great left-handed swing. Barry Bonds, great left-handed swing. Off guards who are 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", with that picture-perfect form. I mean, Jerry West, Klay, the Bay Area and California fans in general have been blessed.
Well, they square up. It's a real hard pivot foot stop. And you bring that other one around, whether it's off the dribble or not. And you go straight up, squared to the basket. Draymond square there.
And Draymond is 5 of 7 on threes.
He talks to the bench. He and DeMarcus Cousins, the 2 most emotional players on both squads.
Yeah, and Bo, by the way, Steph's 6th triple-double of his career on that assist.
Remember, Draymond Green had a triple-double last time the teams played here. Rajon Rondo had a triple-double in Sacramento.
AC plays so hard, he just unable to finish there, and Seth Curry prevents a layup.
That's a nice stop and pop jumper right there.
So Draymond is 22, led the Warriors in the Cleveland game. First time he led them in scoring all season. He's leading the Warriors in scoring again tonight.
Well, he only made 7 threes last year against Chicago. That just popped out of the hands.
Livingston with the foul.
Draymond 5 threes tonight. He made 7 in Chicago last year.
He did. I remember talking to a couple of the Bulls people. Thibodeau says, I don't care if Draymond makes all those open threes.
He did.
And he did. we're leaving Curry. We're leaving Clay. Dare Draymond to hit threes.
We say the same thing, but Draymond is a special person.
Yes, he is.
And now
he took the challenge.
Now he's shooting at 40% on the year. A little more above.
Warriors going to take on the Mavericks, take on the Rockets. A little 2-game road trip, leaving tomorrow. James Anderson, that is short. Collison, that rebound's too easy. And the Warriors fortunate. So down 3 at the half, leading by 14 right now. Trying to drop the hammer on the Kings, but Caspi will get the free runouts. So Omri Caspi is tied his career high with 31.
Off a turnover. They have 17 points off of turnovers tonight, but the Warriors have 18. Sacramento is turnover prone, as I said in the first half, 28th in the league.
Zealy missing the baby hook. Iguodala staying attached to Caspi. And finally fouling him. You could not be more right about Omri Caspi. His first go-round with Sacramento, then he went to Cleveland and others.
Yep.
He was a fringe player. The second go-round here in Sacramento, he's become a factor.
He's legitimate. Well, you can't just come in and have one little specialty. Oh, I'm going to be an outside shooter. It limits your abilities, and he's expanded his abilities.
Missing the free throw. After that Dallas-Houston road trip, it'll be the Nuggets in town and a slate night presented by DraftKings. And slate jerseys.
Only one loss. They finally lost. That was in Milwaukee.
Correct. And Caspi, he can make threes, but he missed free throws. Caspi step back 3, but Draymond was all over him. Good defense there. So the final minute of the third. They're trying to take full control of this game. Draymond missing the layup. Fresh 24.
Still trade 2 for 1 here. Get a shot within the next 7 seconds.
Livingston on Seth Curry. And rises over him, but shot it a little flat.
You saw Draymond Green raise his hand. In other words, take it and shoot it.
Yep.
To Sean Livingston.
Yeah, this Warrior team is very well coached. They know the 2 for 1 by rote.
And that's normally a great shot for Sean Livingston.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And it was a free one. Collison missing, and now you get the final possession. Iguodala with Steph shooting the 3. Steph from midcourt, and that hit iron. So down 3 at the half. Cousins gets ejected. 25 for Draymond, 23 for Clay, 23 for Steph. And the Warriors with a 15-point lead heading into the 4th. Triple-double by Steph Curry. Career high 14 rebounds. But don't forget, he can still shoot the ball. Our Toyota game summary as we begin the 4th. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Gold on Wood A, and the Warrior defense outstanding in that 3rd quarter. And really, Jim, from the Utah game to the Cleveland game to tonight, you're working on 3 straight opponents under 40% from the field.
Yes.
And that's the Warrior defense that is championship level.
The numbers against Cleveland were just awesome.
31% field goal percentage against.
They shot 28%.
Shot clock at 1, and Iguodala's got a hoist to 3. Did well to hit iron, but Collison will rebound.
By quarter, the Cavs went 28%, 33%. Third quarter, they shot 28% again. And then finally, they upped it to 36%. That was the best in the fourth quarter. Only one time did they get over 33%.
Ian Clark, feet set, 3 down.
I'd like to see him, because as the season wears on here, Bob, there are a lot of games left, and it takes a toll on you. So Ian Clark's going to get more playing time, I would suspect.
Warriors started 6 of 21 on threes. Well, they're 11 of their last 16 on threes. Said if they started making threes, they would take control of the game. And McAdoo, beautiful play. The block, the push ahead, the run to Clark, and the lay-in.
Oh, I love the way Livingston ran that. He made it a 2-on-1 because he took the defender that was next to him out of the play. He just moved him out with his body and did a beautiful job of it.
Ian Clark and McAdoo, as Jim mentioned earlier, really auditioning for more minutes. Don't forget that Seth Curry can shoot. He's getting odd minutes, but when you look at Seth at 50% from the field, 47% on threes. Livingston, the fake pass, Rudy Gay at the D. Sean got it back, but the pass behind Ian Clark.
That's the first time in my memory bank I've ever seen Livingston get a shot blocked. First time ever.
So Festus will come out here. Luke Walton more than content to go small. That huge center matchup of McAdoo and Rudy Gay.
Okay.
Seth Curry missing that 3. Klay Thompson actually sprinted to the scorer's table to get in and just couldn't make it.
He's still like a young racehorse. He wants to play every minute, every game. And I love that attitude.
Oh, you got to love Klay.
Love that attitude.
Shot clock at 7. Ian Clark, nice creativity, just rolled it off iron. The trailing Bellinelli 3. Steph Curry, bothered by Iguodala. Brandon Rush, corner 3.
He's shooting extremely well on the year.
His resurrection's been amazing at 48% on threes. And 2 of 3 tonight, upping that average. I think the amazing part, and I say it to compliment Brandon, is 3 made threes all last season.
Yes.
And now he's a 48% three-point shooter. The coaching staff never gave up on him. Warriors up big.
Toyota Thorn
Warrior lead 98-79 in our Rams shot of the game, involving the angry Aussie Andrew Bogut with a beautiful lob from Steph and the back scratcher one-hand spike that his teammates definitely appreciated.
Well, his feet were inside the paint, but when he cocked that ball, it was right at the edge of the paint. And like you said, his wingspan is pretty remarkable.
Well, you always have fun with the plus-minus. Bogut is plus 20, and he's played 15 minutes.
Well, we had fun in that first quarter when, after the first quarter, both Steph and Draymond Green were -2 after 12 minutes of action.
They're not -2 anymore.
Yep, they're both plus 24. That's a quick turnaround, and that's...
You know, how about the defense that McAdoo just played on Bellinelli? That's an off guard, and McAdoo went up and made him change his shot. Then he recovered again, and he forced a 24-second violation. And that's some very athletic defense from a big.
someone who wants to be aggressive, do the extra things that make extra plays for you to get you more minutes. That's a nice jump hook, just short.
So Rondo and James Anderson, Seth Curry, Bellinelli, and Rudy Gay. Seth thought about that three and then cleverly draws the foul. So you always say, Jim, a small man has the advantage on a big, but watch McAdoo deal with Bellinelli here.
He's giving you enough room. Tried to recover there and did a great job, and then challenged the pass, which became errant.
Impressive. So Brandon Rush has fouled out of the game. And that will bring the former King, Jason Thompson, back in. So Jason Thompson, more games played than anyone in the Sacramento King era in their franchise history. And he's going to get a lot of run here.
Yes, he is.
With 8:09 left.
Let's see what kind of shape he's in.
So McAdoo, Jason Thompson, Klay Thompson, Ian Clark, and Livingston. No Barbosa tonight with a shoulder injury. No Harrison Barnes. Kevon Looney has not played yet this year, but he is starting to see him make strides. Ian Clark.
He's got skills. He's got some offensive skills, and he never loses faith in himself. Plays with confidence, rather stoically. I like his demeanor. That's a nice block again.
McAdoo.
Jason Thompson, this is only the 15th game he's played in. That is a Warriors team low. Gave ground beautifully, timed it perfectly.
He challenged James Anderson on that three. McAdoo, defensively, has been everywhere. Well, with Thompson, McAdoo, Spates, the Warriors have an embarrassment of riches on the deeper reserves after Bogut and Ezeli at the big spots.
And it's nice when they can play with Thompson out there. They've got a shooter they can always rely on, you know, most of the time there. Fun to play with the starter.
Anderson tipping that in, but was fouled also in the process.
Got the basket, number 5, James Anderson.
Jason Thompson will pick up that foul. What's the mindset for some of the guys? You talked about some of the Warriors looking to impress Luke Walton and Steve Kerr and get minutes. Some of the younger Kings doing the same for George Karl, a player like Seth Curry.
Sure.
Saying,
a player like this man here who's 5th year in the league. It was a number 20 pick. He was a first rounder. Kicked around a little bit. See if he can find his game again. You've got to play every minute you're on the floor. That's a pass that was in the passing lane. Rondo leads them in steals, nearly 2 a game.
Shot clock at 7. Ian Clark avoided that turnover. Klay missing. McAdoo and Livingston combining on the rebound. No, Luke Walton wants to see these reserves maintain the big lead and not bring the starters back in. Steph Curry's had that calf injury. He cracked the jaw on the fall earlier. McAdoo running the floor.
Rudy Gay did not run hard. I felt he could have prevented that. He's also looking at the score.
Livingston knocked it away. Rudy Gay got it back. Nifty 360 pass. Luke Walton's going to use the timeout. So 6:11 remaining in the ball game. And the Warriors trying to make it 33 in a row at home. Warriors defensively have owned this second half, and I think that's the biggest improvement. When you hold Sacramento to 10 of 35 shooting, and then we had harped on it in the first half, only 2 points allowed off turnovers in the second half.
Yeah, they took care of the ball. They have taken care of it so much and so much better now. You know, it was interesting. They righted the ship. They're down by 11 in the second quarter. You know, 41-30. But then it became the Steph Curry, Omri Caspi show.
Right.
After that point, Caspi had 14 of his 26. Steph Curry scored 17.
And I think also, too, when you look at Dallas and Houston this week, those are both playoff teams. And on the road in particular, you can't have a half where you are turning it over and not playing that solid D. And I think this is a good second half to go on the road now, building off of it. I mean, you hold the Kings to 28% shooting in the second half. I think the oddity, and Raymond Ritter, our VP of PR, is working overtime, but Warriors win this game, and they're in pretty good shape. They will finish the 2015 year, the calendar year, 42-1. That's the best ever. It equals the best ever in NBA history. I'd like to be a season ticket holder. How was 2015? Well, the regular season games I went to, they went 42-1. Orlando was 42-2. So that will be the new NBA record for a calendar year. Seth Curry is fouled. 42-1 for 2015. Now, we saw Festus Ezeli go to the locker room, and so, Roz, what's the latest?
The Warriors have reported Festus Ezeli left the game with a sore left foot. He's not back on the bench yet.
Okay, so he went to the locker room right away. And this is a team without Harrison Barnes and without Barbosa. And going to Dallas and Houston and Denver coming here on Saturday. The Warriors are banged up a bit.
Yes, they are. Although Andrew Bogut assured us that he's going to be okay.
Jason Thompson, tough fadeaway. You know who could be in my 10-man rotation? Quincy Acee. He plays hard.
Yes, he does.
And defensively, he's been really good. And Caspi
has never been better.
9 threes. A new career high, 9 of 12. Remember, the NBA record for threes is 12 in a game. That's Kobe and Daniel Marshall. Steph and Clay both made 11 in a game. Caspi's got 9 right now. Well, McAdoo continues to score.
Caspi, new career high with a 34. 7th year in the league. He's finally understood what it takes to have success in this league.
It's a nice move by Seth Curry. Couldn't finish, and
there's your man.
There's Quincy Acee. Continues to work hard. He's had some blocked shots. He's had 10 rebounds in 20 minutes.
You know, we were on camera a moment ago, and you're talking about, you know, the defense, and you mentioned the 28%. It coincides with the Warriors' offense. When they start playing the defense, their offense comes into form, and it becomes easy for them.
No, I think you make that point nicely a lot, Jim, is that the offense is connected to that defense.
So much so.
Now you've got a technical foul on Jason Thompson. There had to be something after Acee dunked.
It's been a tough year for Jason. Came here with some expectations of more minutes than he's had.
Quincy Acee, year 4 out of Baylor. Second-round pick in 2012. He's firing on the free throw. Going to be a very different look in the Western Conference at the bottom of the West.
Okay.
When you think about Utah and think about Sacramento, I don't know that New Orleans, Jim, I think they've fallen too far behind.
It's a tough uphill battle now. Ball slipped out.
When you look at the Western standings, the game you get ready for, the Spurs on January 25th right here at Oracle, the Thunder on February 6th right here at Oracle. It'll be the first time the Warriors see the Spurs or the Thunder. But 500 gets you the 7 spot?
Yeah. In Houston, have they underachieved? 16 and 16.
But they have started to play a little bit better. I mean, their win over the Spurs on Christmas was impressive. So for Rondo and this Sacramento squad and Utah and teams in the West that have opportunity for that 8 spot, I don't think the Pelicans look like a playoff team currently.
Houston lost to this Sacramento team just 12 days ago. in Sacramento. But they're figuring out Casspi, make him put it on the floor.
And he finally loses the handle and then has to foul Klay Thompson.
Make the player do something different. When he's burning you with threes, run him off the three-point line, make him dribble the ball, make him beat you some other way if he can. Don't continue to give him the same look and give him the same shot and expect things to be different. Especially when he's that hot. That's a nice move. It's still a nice move. Nice finish.
And it's a rebounding foul on the Warriors. They are over the limit, so Jason Thompson will pick up his 4th foul in 4 minutes. And I know he would like to do something against his former King teammates, but he's scuffling in his own right.
13 with the AC line, a 1+ the penalty, 2 shots.
Warriors going to move to 3-0 against the Kings. See them only one more time. So the Klay Thompson bobblehead is coming your way. That'll be on January 14th with Klay and Rocco. Got his dog on the bobblehead. Courtesy of Scholar Share. First 10,000 fans for that Laker game. Go to Warriors.com.
A lot of bobbleheads floating around.
Well, Draymond and Sean have the championship trophy bobbleheads. Clay's got the Rocco bobblehead. He's got an English Bulldog who's just awesome. Guess who blocked that? Quincy AC. Sending away McAdoo's dunk, and Casspi adds to his career high. 3:37, and it's a 12-point game. And the Warriors have to be a little careful in the final 3.5 to put this one away.
I think I'm in heaven.
Taco Bell Spotlight, where you had Steph Curry have a phenomenal 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 16 seconds, 17 points. Reignited Oracle and went into full Human Torch mode to take care of the Kings heading into halftime. But the Warriors were down 3 at the break. But he was triple-double.
Well, he went 5 of 6 for three-point range in those 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
You know what he's going to like the best? 10 assists and only 2 turnovers. He'll take 5 to 1 at a point guard assist-to-turnover ratio all day.
That's a nice triple-double. 23, 14, and 10.
He finished his 7 of 16. He missed his first 6 shots. He went 7 of 10, and that was it. Shot clock at 5. Jason Thompson trying to make something out of nothing. Good luck to Sean Livingston. He could have shot that ball and realized he had just enough time to get the lay-in.
Kept his composure. Yep, I thought he was going to launch it.
Sean just gave ground and got the jump ball. McLemore's driving for the foul. Livingston just kept retreating and had his hand on the ball. It was nice.
McLemore's still only 22. He'll be 23 early February. 1 year at Kansas. When you look at his stats, his first couple of years, they are down this year. As I say, fewer minutes.
But he was the 7th pick.
Yes, he was.
Steph Curry was the 7th pick. Think of the Warriors with Harrison and Klay. If you're a franchise like the Kings, you have to get more out of that as Livingston scores. McLemore should be talking to Omri Casspi. Keep working. You'll find your game. Misfiring there. McLemore 1 of 5 tonight.
Well, the Warriors had a #1 pick back in '73. Never played a game in the NBA. How's that one?
That's an empty draft right there, Jim.
Sacramento foul, Sharp. 3, that's McLemore, second personal. 14th foul.
Stole a few wallets along the way, too.
Oh, man. All right, Geico Advanced Analytics is going to move to 11 straight wins over the Kings. As McLemore fouling Klay Thompson. Although I will say, not that it matters for us, but Wouldn't bother me at all if the Kings were the 8th seed in the West.
Not at all, of course
because the 1-8 matchup.
I know what you're thinking.
Travel-wise, it doesn't get any better than that, Jim.
I knew where you were going.
I'll pick you up. We'll drive on up to the road games.
As usual. 85 miles. Well, at least from my house it is anyway. A little further from yours.
I also think, though, they're getting a new building in Sacramento. The Warriors are going to be getting their new building. I like this rivalry. I like that they didn't move. I think the Kings with George Karl, and if Cousins could ever harness all that talent, they have an opportunity. It'd be fun to have this rivalry back in full bloom. Jason Thompson had it stripped. Quincy Acee comes up with the ball. Collison 3.
3 points, number 7, Collison.
Be with you on Wednesday. Warrior pregame live coming your way at 4:30. Klay Thompson hitting another 3. He's got 29.
See, Barbosa's out, so that's why he's playing. Barbosa with that injured shoulder.
And Brandon Rush fouled out.
So
Luke Walton didn't have any other guards. Acee, not a three-point shooter.
Well, he's only taken, 6 all year long.
Yeah, I was going to say. Hit a couple. And that's the passing crash. Acee drawing the charge there. Klay called for the foul.
Substitution for the Kings. Stepping back in for James Anderson. Replacing Marco.
Greg and Gary, Kalena Azubuike getting ready for on to post-game live. We're going to be talking about a 29-1 Warrior team that went 42-1 at home for the best ever in a calendar year. That's working on a 33-game home winning streak. And we'll take on Dallas and Houston before coming back Saturday to deal with Denver right here. Collison missing. Thompson really lost the handle. You would not know that the Kings led at the end of 1, that they led by 3 at halftime. It has been boa constrictor defense by the Warriors in the second half. McAdoo missing, and Jason Thompson able to get the field goal.
He gets the field goal. Already had a free throw. A little bit of consolation. I know he'd like more minutes. He has to keep working, keep himself ready.
The Kings 0-3 now against the Warriors, 11 straight in this matchup.
Here's you're going to get a turnover here unless you shoot the ball. They had a 2-on-1. I just don't like turnovers. They've got enough tonight. Don't make it 19. Yeah, there's the shot.
And Ian Clark hitting the 3.
He had something in mind. Good for him.
Becomes the 4th Warrior in double figures.
He's pretty unflappable, isn't he?
He's been a nice addition.
There's a freebie.
Cosmetic score. And Quincy Acee actually had a nice game for Sacramento.
They didn't even attempt to guard him.
No. So 29-1, 33 in a row at home. 122-103. Caspi gets a career high. Steph gets a triple-double. And the Warriors will head on the road. They win at 122-103. Warrior postgame live is on the way as the Warriors do it defensively. And the offense comes alive in the second half, and they win it going away. 5-game homestand over 16 days. Perfect in every way.
Tonight was weird. Steph Curry doesn't score for the first 21 minutes of the game. You know, when they got back into the game, they went real small. Steph, Klay, Sean Livingston, Draymond Green, and Ian Clark was in that group. He scored 12 points. Going to visit with Roz right now at Oracle.
Hey, Ian, 12 points with Harrison Barnes out and Leandro Barbosa out. How are you trying to take advantage?
Just being ready when my name is called. You know, we got two big guys out, significant guys on our team, of course. And I think a lot of guys have just got to be ready to step up. B. Russ has been doing a good job. McAdoo's been doing a good job, and I try to do my part.
You know, you're getting the most minutes with the Warriors than any other team in your NBA career. Why is this such a good fit for you?
Just the style of play. I feel like I fit in well with the guys, the way we play up and down, shooting threes, but also being able to defend on the other end. And that's something that I take very, very much pride in.
What about Stephen Curry? It was fun for all of us to watch the way he finished the first half in those final 3 minutes. What did you see click in him?
Just Steph being Steph. That's what he does. We know, he's going to shoot the ball great, but he can get hot at any time. That's why he's such a threat, and that's why the MVP of this league.
Does he ever get like that in practice?
Sometimes when I'm guarding him. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. He's a credible guy. He works on his game so much, so if he keeps shooting, it's going to come.
All right, thanks. Congrats, Ian.
Thank you.
Steph gonna Steph.
Steph being Steph, but Ian Clark with double digits off the bench. The big three was very good as Curry had 23, the triple-double. Clay with 29, Draymond with 25. But this road trip in particular, when you go to Dallas and Houston and you look at two playoff teams both on the road, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. And so back-to-backs are interesting anyway. It's a long way to travel for only 2 games. And Mavericks the 5 seed, Rockets the 7 seed, and this will test the Warriors a little bit.
Well, they're used to being tested. You don't take anything for granted. That's what the Warriors do. That's why they're 29-1, and a great example was tonight. You hate to see a team and say, well, they're a team that can turn it on and off. But I have to say, after 30 games, they have done that several times this year already, and against the teams that are at the little lower echelon, the Warriors have success doing that. But what they don't rely on, maybe they do it for a quarter or two or part of a quarter. They figure they can outscore somebody, but then when they can't and things aren't going well, they crank up the defense, and that makes all the difference in the world for them.
And you want to see who's healthy on this trip. Azili had to leave the game. We know Steph's had the calf. Bogut's had the back. Harrison Barnes is out, and so is Barbosa. And so you're running out of bodies a little bit.
I keep thinking that Harrison Barnes is going to appear anytime now. He's missed 13, 14 games now. I believe he's very, very close to being ready. We may see him on this road trip. I certainly hope so. But this is a team that it's very, very deep. You can see what Ian Clark did tonight. James Michael McAdoo, he's sufficient out there. They've got a deep roster that yearns to play. They play together. They do all the right things. Livingston didn't have the game that he had against Cleveland, but we saw his experience counted against Cleveland in that win. This is a team that competes each and every night, and they find out what they have to do to win a basketball game at any given moment during the game when things aren't going their way.
Yeah, well, they played 5 games in 16 days, and now they're going to play 4 games in a week. And so, Greg, the schedule is starting to pick up the tempo a little bit. And for the Warriors, I think this road trip will be good against 2 quality teams and see how they play away from home.
It's a very, very busy January, by the way. Very busy. Out, in, out. A couple of East Coast road trips, like in that 2nd and 4th week.
You guys are out tomorrow. Your first time on an airplane in about 2.5 weeks, so safe travels. And a formal welcome in studio to Hondo Warriors postgame live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalana Azubuike. It was a weird night all the way around. We'll get to Steph not scoring for 21 minutes, then going crazy. They need to play better, though, St. They did not play a great game. They were very up and down tonight. They're going to have to play better in Texas, so they may lose a game or 2 on this road trip.
Yeah, there were some troubling signs, but yet you come out with a W. Giving up 61 points in the first half to the Kings doesn't work for me. And they have been playing better defense. And I thought they notched it up in the second half. What Jim's talking about is whether it's a spurt defensively or on the offensive end, it gets them into a position to win the game. That was amazing what Steph did at the end of the first half. And then again, Clay has another really solid game, as does Draymond. And I agree, I really liked Clark and McAdoo coming off the bench tonight.
Well, we've seen them get off to some slow starts this season. I mean, and one of the games that got off to a slow start was the last time they played the Kings in Oracle. It was kind of like this game. The Kings got off to a fast start, and then the Warriors in the 3rd quarter came out. They tightened up the defense, kind of started taking care of the ball. It was kind of similar in this game. They got off to a slow start. It was real sluggish, sloppy with the ball, the turnovers. And in the second half, they started getting things going. The defense tightens up. They start taking care of the ball. They start hitting threes. The ball starts moving better. So it's just one of those things. And the turnovers, you know the reason they turn the ball over? It's not because they're bad with the basketball. It's because they're almost too good with the basketball and too good with ball handlers. They get overconfident, and there's no pass they feel like they can't make.
Yeah, they try to make
and
the
they
hero
start,
pass.
yeah, they start whipping the ball around Harlem Globetrotter style, and they start trying to thread the needle. They just need to get in their heads like, we don't have to always make the fancy play, the thread the needle play, the Sports Center play. Just make the simple pass, take care of the ball, because they're really good, obviously, and they're good enough to take care of the ball.
Speaking of the Trotters, we lost the great Meadowlark Lemon yesterday at age 83 with the half-court heat. They played mainly, well, I guess they were all road games for the Globetrotters. They didn't have quite a winning streak like the Warriors do at home, but we wanted that 33-game winning streak. This is not the one we're after, but we'll take it. They won 33 consecutive at home. Getting off to a 15-0 start, and, of course, winning the final 18 last year. The one that they tied, say, that 85-86 Celtic group, it also carried over into the next year when they went 40-1, the best one-loss record at a home schedule in a single season. And I think the Warriors have a chance to get that or maybe unblemished. But they do need to tighten things up. Let's start with the bad Steph Curry. He had a scoreless first quarter. He was scoreless deep into the second quarter. It was 20 minutes and 44 seconds, and our hero had not yet made a shot. He collided with Rajon Rondo, and he couldn't get anything to fall there for a long stretch.
Well, Clint, I'm going to blame it on that Kentucky guy. Just falling on him. First down on that tackle. Right. And, but, you know, he just couldn't get it going. He had some really, really in-rhythm looks, and he was frustrated. But then all of a sudden, bingo, I think it was maybe when his brother came in the game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he was on fire like we've seen a few other times.